Excuse me. All right. And we're live. Welcome everyone to the Mailworks Chainmail live stream. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see here. Let me change this camera. For some reason, Streamlabs hotkeys still ain't working, but I'll get it figured out one day. So for starters, last night I finished up these juggling balls. Right? For anyone watching, I got an overhead camera right there. Uh-oh. Okay. So this just fell out. Wonder where it fell out from. I have a few sneaking suspicions. A couple of these are not. Okay, so these beanbag spheroid rectangular things that I made. I was just practicing my seam. Here, let me show you on the. There's another one that popped out. Uh-oh. Okay. So I was just practicing this seam work right here with a couple different projects. Right? All that right there. And so apparently they're filled with glow-in-the-dark airsoft BBs. Right? Cool stuff. I'm sure they glow in the dark. But I need to tighten it up a little bit. But it was just something to use up rings and, you know, make something out of them. But as of right now, I've got this Christmas decoration. And I'm not going to get these done anytime soon, but I want to start to mock up the design I had for these. And I've had it for a while. I just got to make sure it fits. So that's what I'm going to start with. I don't think it'll take very long. But we'll start a little section, kind of eyeball it, see if it looks like it's going to work. And then I have another project I want to get to that is going to be my saddlebags. So, I don't know if the comments are working tonight, so if you post something and I don't see it, the Streamlabs software has been kind of wonky lately. So I don't know what's going to happen. But essentially what I'm going to make right now is some Byzantine hexagons to go around this. Hey babe, how you doing? To go around this Christmas decoration. And I'm not going to be able to finish it. I don't have the rings. It's just that I think that this is the ring size I want to use. I've done it in 20 gauge 1/8, and that was a ton of work. And uh-oh, did I just screw up? Yes, I did. I've done it in 20 gauge 1/8, and this is 18 gauge 3/16 from the Ring Lord, so I think that's SWG. And your standard wire gauge. Almost made a sacrifice right there. normally I would have a ring in the center of this little Byzantine square I've made. But the 18 gauge 1/4 inch rings from Josh Diliberto were not up to par. I don't know if I needed to go up to 16 gauge or what, because they weren't holding it in place. But whatever. This is just a mock-up. If we need to adjust it later, we can. Not a big deal. Red. So how's everybody's Saturday night going? Mine's going pretty well. Got the dog walked. I've been down here most of the day working on these juggling balls, but also making updates to my store. And I don't know, the site I was uploading them to, they have, I don't know what it's called, preconceived shipping date of like 3 or 4 days. I don't know of anyone who's doing stuff that quick. So I got to figure out how to fix that, because if I can't, I won't be able to use that platform, which won't be the end of the world, but it's kind of irksome after doing all the work I did today just to have to turn around and undo it. But it's par for the course. When you have a store and you connect it to any of the Meta websites or TikTok or any of them, right? You got to follow their rules and regs, and they're all kind of similar. So, like, it's easy to go from one to the other. All right, what am I doing with this? But in order to participate in their platform, you have to you got to follow all their guidelines, and some of them are like require very fast shipping. All right. So I'm trying to do this from memory. I may need to go look at piece I've done before to make sure I'm doing this right. We're just doing a Byzantine hexagon wrap, and so you have like the hexagons around the center, and then you'll have pentagons around the top, and then squares pulling in the top of the piece. I can actually grab an example here in a sec. You can hear Colton through the live. That's awesome. Can you let him know that? I really don't need to be recording internet videos with my child screaming in the background. Sure, I'm not the first person it's happened to. All right. So I got these little strips of Byzantine, and I'm just sizing them up correctly into what I need them to be. And then we're just gonna place it over the top of this Christmas decoration and kind of eyeball it, because I want to know, is this ring size going to work? And if it does, then I think that I will order some anodized aluminum in Christmas colors in this ring size to finish off these ornaments, because I've had these ornaments for forever, right? I've done one. I need to do the rest. So here's a kind of the start of what that's going to look like. Right? We're going to try and do this. I don't know if that's going to work. That might be... Huh. Alright. Well, we'll keep doing this and then... Alright, I'm going to have to grab my other section here. Or my other piece. Okay. I screwed it up. That's okay. Right. So this is the first one I did. Right. And this is 20 gauge 1/8. And this is a ton of work, and it came out really good, but I don't have any more 20 gauge 1/8 rings, and I want to make these a little quicker. So let's see if I can't do that. And that first glance kind of makes me wonder if this is... Well, actually, no. You know what? No. It's going to be up. Wow. It's going to be all right. All right. So we'll do this, what I can of this mock-up. Eyeball it, and then I'm going to start looking at getting started on the motorcycle project, which is saddlebags, toolkit, the tank bib, and my helmet. I want to get those done this winter so that come springtime I can go riding. I think that'll be a good winter project. So the motorcycle project and my Finnegan's Wake inlay, if I can get those two things done, I will be happy with the progress made in the basement. Three, 4, 5. Try to think if I have another large project, and it's this giant strand of full Persian that I have. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I haven't figured that part out yet, right? This is 9 feet of full Persian, and I was thinking we might do like a ringception project where we form a bunch of rings out of it and then weave those together. That's not a terrible idea. Or weave this one long strand in some kind of giant knot, right? I don't know. But I have a whole bunch more of that to weave together. And I think that's it for large projects. Down here. So, which is good. Because that's like the bulk of the rings that I have. So once they're all used up, it's done. I will have accomplished my goal of using up all these rings I purchased and didn't have plans for, and then I can move on to ordering rings for specific projects where I can make stuff that is for sale and for specific art projects, as opposed to what I'm doing now, which is kind of making do with what I have, right? And I have too much. So I will probably end up ordering a bunch of small amounts of each size of ring available, or as many as I can, you know, so I have like a stockpile, as opposed to what I have now, which is just a mishmash of garbage, right? And it's been fun coming up with different things to make. Most of it's been like juggling balls or cubes or random weirdness, right? That's what most of it's been. But some of the stuff's come out pretty cool. No such thing as too much rings, only too little time to weave them all. Yeah, I don't disagree. It's not too many rings that I have. It's just so random that it doesn't. A lot of the rings don't make sense to have. So, ooh, goodness, that got me. Somebody call the ambulance. That is. Okay, that looks better. Am I bleeding? No. It did take a chunk out, though. Alright, yeah, you can't have too many rings. You just... can't weave all the rings. You can try, but... you can get as many done as you can. Actually, oh, you know what? I just realized I have some other large projects here in the basement. But that is going to require me purchasing some leather. So I've got 3 shirts and a vest. And it's my Harley vest. And it's leather vest covered in chainmail, right? Good, cool project, lots of fun. It's the one chainmail piece I wear, the one chainmail piece of clothing I wear the most often. Mostly because my other shirts are uncomfortable to wear. They're a little, I should probably do some work on them, make them fit a little better. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some leather and make them wearable. So that's going to be that's going to be some large time-consuming projects as well. We'll see how that goes. So we're going to line the edges with leather, put some buckles on them, open them up so they're more like a jacket. And more an article of clothing than a random chainmail shirt. So, got that project to do too. That'll be cool once those are done. So I don't know if I'll get that done this winter, but we'll see. Plenty of stuff to do in the cold winter months. We've had a couple of days of really nice weather, but it was quite breezy, and it blew in a bunch of dust and mold and crap, and fighting my allergies for days now. Okay, let me attach this. And I need to lengthen 2 of my shirts. So I'm really hoping that I can get rings similar to what I ordered before, but the rings that I ordered were from the Ring Lord. Jeez Louise, whenever I'm gonna start doing this before I stab myself again. Alright, where was that? Doesn't really matter because this is just a mock-up, but okay. Is that it? But that's no reason to do shoddy work, right? What happens if we do this, right? Okay. Trying to eyeball it and see how well this fits. So for the saddlebags, I've figured out what I want to do. I have what I believe to be enough regular 16 gauge 1/4 inch stainless steel to make a diamond surrounded by blackened stainless European 4-in-1 on both sides. I'll explain that more once we get to that. If we ever get there. This is taking longer than I thought it would. Of course, I should have realized that. Of course, it's going to take longer than... I don't know why I thought this would be quick, but... come here. But it's Saturday night, so maybe we'll go a little later than normal. Need the hefty pliers because this is tight. Zerons are great, but if you slip and stab yourself, that can be very traumatic. I don't want to do that. Okay, so we've got our 2 squares with our 2 hexagons in between it, right? So on this one, I'll show TikTok and then I'll show you. There's square, hexagon, pentagon, hexagon, 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 pentagon, hexagon, square, right? So, and this one came out pretty good. So, I guess the question is... Oh, what was that? If I have... For everyone watching over here, sorry. Byzantine square, Byzantine hexagons, Byzantine pentagon, hexagon, hexagon, right? Byzantine pentagon, hexagon, Byzantine square, right? Like it just makes that pattern, right? So, I don't think we're going to end up using the pentagon because this might hold itself on if we just... We'll see. Let's see what happens. I have a limited number of 18 gauge 3/16, but I'm hoping it gives me a good idea of if this will work or not. Then there's always the question of if it's really tight, right? Will the anodized aluminum be the same diameter? Will it have the same inner diameter as the stainless steel? I know in the past that the answer to that would be no. But I also know that the Ring Lord has done work to improve their quality control, right? So maybe we'll just measure these and try and find a suitable size from one of the ring manufacturers, like, I don't know, say We've Got Mail, or right there. That may be the best approach. It's like, I don't like to work in anodized aluminum much. I have. But for static pieces like inlays and ornaments, I'm okay with using it. I know a lot of people like to use it for costume jewelry and stuff, and I'm not even remotely interested in doing that. I know. Same with anodized scales, right? I'm not big into scales in general, or scale mail. I have some, but I don't think that it allows me the artistic freedom that chainmail does, right? So I'm just not a fan of it. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, and people do a lot of cool stuff with them. Someone did this amazing, like dragon egg dice bag, right? It's nuts. It's got an internal framework of chainmail and then a skeleton of scales. Now that is definitely a cool piece. And people make sleeves and little capes and tails and stuff like that out of them. They're cool, but they're just of no use to me as far as like having gratification for making something. Does that make sense? Excuse me. Oh. Yeah, see, allergies all day, every day. Alright, let's finish taking this apart, and we'll reconnect it, and then use up the rest of these rings, I think. So, I do so enjoy Byzantine, right? There's something, okay? I know a lot of people really hate Byzantine because it's one of the first weaves you learn, and you make a ton of stuff out of it. Mostly just like Byzantine chain, right? But taking it to the next level with my giant interwoven Byzantine hexagon covered Bubba coffee cup. That was a cool project. Even there's a ringception piece, there's a video of it in my TikTok, where I made a Byzantine square out of Byzantine chains. That was a fun ringception piece. You know? You don't just have to make a chain out of it. But I suppose that people don't care for it because they make so much of it. Right? It's highly requested item. Because it's a good looking chain. So I'm assuming that some people feel about Byzantine the way I feel about scale mail. I'm not doing that the right way. Oh, that piece fit perfectly. All right, let me get this in here. Wow. There's a guy on TikTok, goes by Twisted Grips, I think, and he makes these giant knotted get back whips. He puts LEDs in them and stuff. And I want one. I don't do a lot of night riding or anything, but you know, just a cool feature to add to my Road King without adding something like a whole light kit, which I know some people don't care for those. I don't care what people do with their bikes. I just hope they're having fun. But I don't want to go and put a light kit on my Harley. But a light up get back whip. Yeah, a light up get back whip. I think that'd be cool. So I have a chainmail get back whip, but problem is that it does not have enough weight to like hold itself in place. It's constantly flying around, hitting me, hitting the gas tank, and it's just not, it's not working. So I need something else. So maybe I'll grab one of those next spring. All right, let's start taking this apart. So these are leftover rings from other projects, right? Or rings that couldn't be used. And I had them in a kind of Byzantine Mobius chain looking thing, and it was stupid looking. So I was like, let me tear that apart real quick and make a mock-up of this Christmas ornament design I want to do. Because I've had these Christmas ornaments for, oh, I don't know, ever. Over a decade. Easily over a decade. And so I'm just like, oh, I gotta get rid of these. And it's Christmas time, so I should be working on Christmas projects, right? I just wish that I had a better internal, like, clock, right? Because I'm not going to get into the Christmas spirit or want to do anything Christmas related until about a week after Christmas. Be like, yeah, it's, you know, it's sitting around the house for 2 weeks with my kid. We should, maybe we should go to the movies, or I don't know, go look at Christmas lights, or put up Christmas decorations. And yeah, about New Year's, I'll be like, I'll have energy for that. Like my brain doesn't realize that, oh, there's holiday celebration stuff going on until after the fact. It's always ready for Thanksgiving, though. Never miss that one. But everything else is just like... One of my goals was to get my Christmas presents ordered today. And then this week, any shopping that I need to do for Christmas presents will get done. I figure I'm doing well if all of my Christmas presents have been purchased, you know, like not on Christmas Eve. So I don't feel too bad about, what are we, 2 weeks out from Christmas? I got time, right? That's good. I know some people who buy Christmas presents like all throughout the year, which I don't understand that at all. All right, so we got 2 sections. Let's see kind of what the size is here. So this is pulled a little tight, but the squares will be like that, holding it in place. Yeah, they should. That should work. All right, so is that half? That's like, don't have to wrap them if I break them all. Okay. That doesn't look quite, it looks a little over half, but also it's loose, or it's not going to be that loose. So that kind of looks like half right there. Interesting. I think I'm safe to order rings this size for these in Christmas colors. I'm not going to do it right now. This is just a mock-up. Like I said, I wanted to get an idea of what I was doing. But I think that is going to work. We'll have a central ring inside these squares so they're not folding up like that, and they'll look more like that. See that ring in there? Right there. No, I can't get my camera to focus. There we go. There's a ring inside that square holding it taut. So I think this ring size is going to work for what I'm trying to do. That's good. But now what do I do with this? I just toss it to the side. Alright, let me grab. That's not going to fit in there. I'll figure out something to do with this later. Let me grab. Okay. This is going to be turned into 8 diamonds made up of 81 rings apiece, 90 rings apiece. Okay. And we'll use the 16 gauge 5/16 I have here to seam them all together to make one large diamond. Right? And then I have some blackened 16 gauge 1/4 inch rings that will finish it up. But I got to make 4 diamonds first and then size it on the top of my saddlebag. Right? Because we don't have a lot of area to work with, so it can't be enormous, but there's a ring stuck in here. Wonder how long that's been there. Can you hear my dog barking? Such a precious little thing. We love him. Alright. So I think most of these can be made with just undoing the rings around them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Anyway, this will be a fun project. What I'll do is I'll use leather cord to, I'll punch a bunch of holes in the top, well, on this edge of the top of the saddlebag, and then use leather cord to braid the chainmail to the top of the saddlebag, right? and make it look all professional and nice and neat and fun and cool looking. And then we'll do the same to the toolkit. Do the toolkit, and then toolkit saddlebags. The bib for the gas tank, and then my helmet. And a lot of people are going to go, oh, because okay. The helmet, what I want to do, right, is, what is it? When they have the design and then they dip the item, the design's like floating on water, and then they dip the piece that they're coating in the water, and the design is on the remaining the item, right? That is called, it's not vinyl, it's called something. But anyway, it's a technique where you can get really cool graphic designs onto different pieces. So I'm going to take one of my chainmail designs and do the rear fender, the front fender, and the gas tank. That's not going to happen anytime soon, but I want to also do my helmet, right? So get the helmet, it's a half helmet. Do that, and then put some epoxy, some leather around it, and then put some spikes on the leather first. Now, don't do what I'm doing because it's a dumb idea. You really want your helmet to be able to slide. You don't want it to snag. So, yeah, don't put spikes on your helmet. But when it gets done, there's going to be a ton of people who are saying, oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I'm going to go, I don't care. I think it looks cool. And then when the spikes, you know, when I wreck and the spikes get caught on the road and it, you know, I get horribly injured, I'll be like, oh, at least I look cool while I was doing it. No, not really. It's a dumb idea and I shouldn't do it, but I've had this in my head for forever. And I have other helmets, so. My Harley vest is actually a terrible idea too, because it is entirely covered in metal. There's no way to cut it off, right? When a biker lays down his bike, gets in a wreck, and like say they have some colors for their club, EMTs, hey Jeep and Jammer, how you doing, buddy? EMTs do their best to save the colors and the vest as best they can, because it's something the bikers want to keep, something they worked for, right? With my vest, because it's covered completely in metal, right? There's no way to cut it off. Like say I had an arm injury and they would have to undo the buttons up front and then remove it that way, and they would have to move my arm to do it regardless of whatever injury I had, right? What kind of ball, where are we looking? This? It's a European 4-in-1 diamonds seamed up with elf weave. Let me show you on the right. So there's the diamond portion. There's 4 diamonds, and they're all seamed up with some elf weave. How you doing, Justin? I've got 3 of them. And the glow-in-the-dark Airsoft BBs, how much are they? They're not for sale. They don't match, and they were just an experiment piece to use up rings. And what do people sell? juggling balls for. I think 16 gauge 1/4 inch hacky sack or juggling ball would go for like $50. Let's see here. There are people who do make and sell them. You really like them? Thank you. They were a fun experiment. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh wow, I am special. Why did I do that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, screw it. We'll just. It is what it is. Yeah. I've got 2 sets of juggling balls so far, and I typically, the material I have on hand is not suitable to be selling stuff with for the most part. I have a couple things for sale where everything's quality and good, but a lot of what I have on hand is somewhat subpar, should we say. How do I buy the links? How much do they cost you? Okay, so for Justin, if you want to go and contact someone who would make a set of juggling balls, or even just one, or a hacky sack or whatever, there is in my link tree there's the Mailworks app, and it has a list of chainmail artists in there, and you could contact any one of them, and I'm sure that someone will make one for you, right? And for Luke, so Luke, same thing for you. In the link tree in my bio is the Mailworks app, and there's a list of ring manufacturers. There's the Ring Lord, there's We've Got Mail, there's Bracken Mail, and a couple others, and there's some more people some more companies I want to add in there, but that's all I've got for right now. So it's all dependent on what the ring size is, what materials are. Off the top of my head, like this cube right here has about 10,000 rings in it, and I think it was somewhere between $50 to $75. And I'm not 100% sure. My link tree is on point. Sweet. That's good to hear. So yeah, I mean the best thing I can tell you is check out the app. Okay. Chris Peter, Blue Shirt Guy. Hey, what's up? What's going on, man? Achievement Jammer, you stopped in yesterday if you don't think your 2 messages went through. They did, but, okay, if you're watching on here, I have a comment section above my head right here that's very small that I don't typically look at. I have one off the screen over that way where comments normally show up, and nobody's comments were showing up yesterday over there, right? And you commented, and I didn't notice for a long time. So I've got TikTok comments here, stream comments here, and I don't even look over here. Just doing your thing, checking streamers and following them only if they're amazing. And you followed me. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome to my stream. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com, where I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. I also make chainmail. I've been doing it for 29 years. If you are interested in learning more about chainmail, in the app section on mailworks.com is the Mailworks app, and it has all sorts of resources for people who are interested in learning more about chainmail, how to make it, what resources they need, or what resources are are out there, like tutorials and ring manufacturers and groups where other chainmail artists hang out. Tomorrow's the last day to get everything out of the house. Do you have a ton of stuff left, or is it, have you gotten most of it done? Jeep and Jammer had a house fire. So for all those not in the know. Sorry, that's out there, right? Like, I can talk about it. I'm sure it's painfully traumatic. I was just wanting to give people context. My apologies. Alright. So what else we got? We got half a diamond, and we got one diamond that's the wrong size. Yeah, it's cool if I talk about it? Cool. Okay. So, yeah. Unfortunate house fire. And, he's getting stuff taken care of. So, but do you have, like, most of your stuff out now, or is it still in the works? Getting stuff out. Alright. So yeah. There are, okay, so if you download the Mailworks app and check out the artists, there are many other artists out there who are not listed in the Mailworks app. And you know, I might not know them. The people who I've contacted are just people, the people who are on the app are just people that I know who make chainmail, and they're all pretty cool. So I will be adding more to that section as well. I'd like to have the largest collection of chainmail artists out there. Oh, I missed that by one. Dang it, Bobby. No. Yes. Oh, well. Why am I taking this apart? Okay, so... Let me explain this real quick. Okay. This project and this project, where I was practicing these seams here, and this turned into a monstrosity. But I managed to I had some success with these, right? And I'm taking this and turning it into diamonds, right? Because that's how this thing was made. 4 diamonds connected at the edges with elf weave, right? And we're going to have 4 diamonds, and then we're going to seam them all back together, and then we're going to surround the whole thing with blackened stainless steel, and then that's going to go on top of my saddlebag if there's enough room. There should be. And then I'll need 2 more diamonds, one for each side of the tank bib for my gas tank on my Harley. All right, your shop is still full in the garage. There's about 75% left. Your Jeep took up most of the space in there prior. Your room only has a few things left. Okay. Well, good luck getting all that stuff taken care of, bud. What about this scale mail thing you see girls do? I mean, I have some. Let me see here. Very fun stuff, right? It's cool. You can make cool stuff with it. This is what bothers me, right? That is essentially European 4-in-1, right? And I'm not opposed to European 4-in-1, but also I don't want to spend a bunch of time just making it. Like, This is European 4-in-1, right? But I don't have like the creativity in scale mail that chainmail does, right? And maybe it's just me. I've seen some people make really cool stuff with scale mail, and maybe I need to work with it more to really to do better. But up to this point, I stick with chainmail for the most part. I will eventually finish these two projects. Maybe this winter, we'll see. But it's just okay. A lot of people watch me do this and they say, "Oh, you must have so much patience to do that." And like this is what kills me, right? Like this is a grind. This I can do this all day, as long as my body allows me to. So, and it's I'll make something cool with it eventually, but I'm not big on it personally. But almost who else makes scales? Chainmail Joe, The Ring Lord, and Steampunk Garage. And We've Got Mail has some. So if you're looking for scales for scale mail. Alright, 2 half pieces. I wonder if I can... Would this work? If I just wove those together? No. Dang it. I mean, I could do it, but... That's the wrong size. And don't forget about Draconic Wares. Meloria Mail 2 has new line of scales. I don't know if I know Meloria Mail. I'm sure I do. And Draconic Wares. I don't know about them. What about integrating scale accents onto a larger project that is mostly other disciplines? Okay, so you can absolutely do that. I have one project where I've integrated chainmail and leather, right? And you can definitely do that with scale mail. I can't think of anything that would stop you, right? Hi, Mother of Dragons. How are you this evening? Draconic Wares on Etsy. Scales have really pretty matte glittery finish. Nice. I will have to go check that out. That's one of the things too. Is I don't spend a lot of time at looking for ring manufacturers or going to ring manufacturers' websites because I am trying to use up all the stuff I have on hand so that I can move on to finally ordering specific ring sizes with for specific projects, right? As opposed to all of this stuff that I have. I'm just trying to get this into something. Hence, these were born. That way you can pick and choose where and how you integrate the scales, shoulders, breastplate. Yeah. Yes, you could absolutely do that. Alright. Tearing this apart isn't going the way I thought it would. Let's do this. Screw it. Yep. Alright, so I don't know. Just eyeballing this, we might not get... How many do we need? We need 10 diamonds total, right? 4 for each saddlebag and 2 for each side of the bib on the gas tank. We might not get 10 out of this. I don't know. We'll see. that twists? There we go. So make the diamonds, weave them together, connect the black and stainless to it all, and then connect it to the saddlebag. So that's going to be... Seems like making perfectly fitted clothing would require a lot of guessing and checking. Yeah, since material movement isn't as predictable. Yup. For the stuff that I've made, there was a lot of sizing for sure. Right? And then I got fat and none of it fits. So that's why one of the larger projects I want to do is order some more rings from them, make them longer, and then tear them apart, mount them onto leather, and add leather trim all around the edges, and just add buckles to close it instead of trying to throw it over my head, and make it an actual piece of clothing as opposed to a crappy chainmail shirt I made. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're cool, right? Not too many people have made a shirt from Trinity. Most people, their shirts are European 4-in-1, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, I have 2 Trinity shirts, and I want to show them off, so. But I want to be able to wear them comfortably, like my motorcycle vest. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 diamond. We have 1 diamond. Now we need 9 more. And this will be 1, but actually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 rows. Okay, that's not too bad. This shouldn't. Okay, from my experience with chainmail clothing, right? The people who make chainmail make clothing that fits them, right? Whereas if you're buying it off someone, unless you get really lucky, sizing can be a big issue. The pieces of clothing I've made all had multiple sizings, and even then it still wasn't perfect. It was, good enough. So, mail seems like a good application. How at risk is it for coming unhooked? What I'm working with right here is not really at risk of coming undone. With normal wear, right? Took out the wrong ring. So if you are just wearing it, these are butted rings, right? So that just means that the ends of the rings are butted together. What do I do here? Oh. And that's not anything you want to rely on for armor to protect you. You might avoid a knife slash, but if someone tried to stab you or someone was shooting at you with an arrow, it would not hold up, right? Butted rings do not do that. Oh, motorcycle jacket is a good application for mail. Yeah, I should spark pretty good if I ever slide. I think it's a good application. I don't ever, I don't plan on going down anytime soon, but as they say, it's not a matter of if, but when. So, the issue with mine is that, as I don't know if you were here for it earlier, if I ever did get into a serious accident where my vest had to be removed and say my arms were mangled, right? It's not something that can be cut off. Right? The connections on the connections doing up the side, they're all metal. The everything over the shoulders is all metal where you would cut it normally. So that's one issue. But other than that, yeah. It's also really heavy. But it's cool. Seems like sliding wouldn't concentrate the force enough to unhook them. No. In the case where I'm like sliding, like the rings will get banged up a little bit. I wouldn't expect them to undo themselves necessarily. Right? Like that's cause for concern, but I'm not worried about that. Alright, is that 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. 2 diamonds. Oh, let's see here. Good evening. What is tonight's project? We're starting on the saddlebags. So, I'm going to do the tearing apart this piece. We need 8 diamonds minimum, and hopefully we get to 10. I want 10. But 4 diamonds, right? Okay, and that should fit on top of my saddlebag, surrounded by blackened stainless steel, and then once we have that over the top of the saddlebag, do a leather braiding around the edge to hold it to the top, and do that on either side. So this is one of the larger projects that I'm sitting around, and most of the work's already done. I just gotta piece it out and put it together and then connect it to the leather bike parts. So 2 diamonds down. Put those out of the way for a minute. All right. That's where we're at right now. So these are 16 gauge 1/4 inch rings, and I'm wondering what I ordered them for. Like, this is a piece from a much larger order of rings. But what did I make? I made some elf weave. What else did I make? I don't know. Did I sell something? I might have sold something. I probably did. That's probably where the bulk of these went. I think this is one of the like 20-pound bags you get from the Ring Lord. But this is all that I have left. So you took a break from the Borg to complete a project today. You feel accomplished. Gonna watch Tombstone with the wife tonight while I return to the Borg. Nice. I need to watch Tombstone again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you've never seen Tombstone, it's a great movie. One of Val Kilmer's best performances. And the whole movie is just good. What did I just do there? Did I screw that up again? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. What was the other movie? I want to sit down and watch Lord of the Rings. There's a Christmas break coming up. My kid's going to be home. So I want to she's never seen it, so she doesn't understand the I'll Be Your Huckleberry reference. Nice. You unintentionally grabbed some mail when you packed a bag after the fire. You threw some clothes and your charger in your backpack, and while you bent over to pick something up, heard your mobile mailing stuff in its custom deli Tupperware moving around. Oh, you heard? Okay, you heard some chainmail and some Tupperware moving around your bag, and you're like, oh, hey, sweet bonus. Nice. It's always good to have some chainmail on hand. Especially in dire times. Alright. What have I done? 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. I'm not very good at this. Goodness. That's okay. I don't have to be. Ah. It would help, though, if I was. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we'll fix that in a little bit. 6, 7. I'm a ring off somewhere. It's fine. As long as the bulk of it's pretty much done. Need to learn how to count. That would help. Indeed, all mail stuff is fine and intact though, so that's a plus. That's excellent to hear. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I've got quite the collection of chainmail down here in the basement, and I would just be devastated if anything ever happened to it. It's a whole, like, life's work sort of thing, you know? It belongs in the museum. Not really, but maybe one day. I would like to... there's some of it that I would like to put on display. Not for sale, but like as a collection. You know, maybe pick out like 10 of my best pieces or something. I think that would be fun. Okay, is it possible to put solder powder in a heated tumbler to solder all the links at once? No. I'm going to go with no. I don't know, but it sounds like no. It's not a bad idea. I don't know what solder powder is. I'm guessing that it solders things, but hello, Emmy. It might not exist. Solder powder? Yeah, I have no idea. So there's a bunch of different types of rings to make chainmail with, right? For starters, what I'm using, butted rings, mostly what everyone uses, right? The back of this, these are all split rings. They look like key rings, right? So if you find some industrial key rings, all stainless steel, like hoard them up and weave them into something chainmail weave because it'll be ridiculously strong. There is riveted rings, right? What historically chainmail is made from. The ends of the rings are flattened. Ends of the rings are flattened. Right? Overlaid on top of each other and a rivet put through. There's welded rings now. I have a welder. I have some stuff that I want to weld. I have some stuff that I have to weld in order to finish them. So that's a whole other ordeal. And then there's theta rings, which are rings that have a center line, and the way it's formed, there's rivets on both sides, right? And they're really cool looking. I have no idea how the original person made them. I guess they're also historical, but that's all of the styles of chainmail rings that I'm aware of. And some of the connections are, nice and strong, and there is, each one is, has varying degrees of strength and are better for different applications and stuff like that. Couldn't sleep, saw your live, so I thought you'd say hi. Well, hi, thanks for stopping by. A friend once asked, why not just 3D print chainmail? It takes away from the finished piece. There was someone who was printing 3D chainmail, and they made a little bag out of it, and I wanted it, and they wouldn't sell it to me. And I don't have a 3D printer, so I couldn't do the file myself. I was very upset with them. It's like, no, just sell that. I'll give you money for it. There is some problems with like machine-made chainmail. Stuff coming from Asia, right, usually has really bad closures, and the coating like flakes off, and who knows what the process was to make it in the first place. That's one thing, right? You never tried yourself. You don't have a 3D printer, but you tinker with chainmail, scale mail. Nice. Solder powders are the base of every solder paste. I didn't know that. What was I saying? Okay, so machine-made stuff from Asia is usually pretty poor quality. There is one company in Canada named Mailtech, and they do the welded sheets of chainmail for Neptunic shark suits, right? And it's I don't have rings these are the right size rings. Okay, so I'm gonna hold these up. Okay, so the ones on the right here, the blackened ones, those are what the ring size they make the shark suits out of, and these 16 gauge 1/4" rings are what I'm using right now. These blackened ones are 20 gauge 1/8, right? For anybody on the overhead, blackened ones are very small, 20 gauge 1/8. This is what's used for, if memory serves me correctly. I don't work for them. I never have. I've just been around for a while. This protects people from sharks. This is butted rings. I wouldn't use it. But anyway, so there is, good quality machine-made stuff that's out there. I want to own a Neptunic shark suit one day, not because I will ever go scuba diving or swim with sharks. I just want to have one. But they're $7,500. So, if you want to help me get a Neptunic shark suit, please go to the link tree in my bio. My website's listed there. Get yourself some chainmail themed apparel and accessories and help me out. Now, what other one? Okay, so the third point about machine made or 3D printed, right? The way technology works, the way I understand how technology works, is that my prediction is that someone will make a machine that can print any chainmail weave they want, make all the rings out of any material that they input into the machine, and weld it or make it into split rings or rivet it all in one machine. That would, I don't know why someone would make this except that they're bored and they just want to do it. That's my theory on how that's my theory with how I understand technology works. Like, someone's just going to make it one day. You know what I mean? I get some pushback from that, but I think it's gonna eventually happen. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's not, that's not like a bad thing. It's just a thing. So some people aren't going to like it. I think that at some point it's just going to evolve into... Here's what'll happen. There's going to be two things that happen, okay? Someone's going to go and ask AI how to make that machine. Actually, I should stop talking and I should do this myself. Someone's going to go and ask AI how to make a machine to 3D print chainmail out of metal, right? And have it weld itself or rivet itself or whatever, right? But, and I was meaning to ask this in one of the chainmail groups the other day, right? Who is trying to get AI to develop new weaves for them, right? Someone's out there doing it. I don't know if anyone has been successful at it. You don't know if it would be equally strong with thoughts on plastic rings laced in chainmail. So the plastic rings that I have are from the Ring Lord. Do I have? This is my junk ring drawer. Okay. So these are the engineered plastic rings from TRL. I don't know if they've changed their recipe, right? But last I checked, they had white, black, and clear, right? Funny story about these, I'll tell you in a minute. They had white, black, and clear. I don't know if that's changed. I don't think it has. I think it's the same, right? This is pretty strong stuff, so it's not something I would mix with metal. It's not, strong is kind of a trick word. I don't know exactly what you mean by it, but these by themselves are, if they're connected properly and glued or epoxied shut, they do have a tendency to pop open. But if they're glued and or epoxied shut, they're pretty strong, except for the clear ones. The clear ones, for some reason, early on, I don't know if this has been fixed. The clear ones, you had to put them in the oven for like half an hour because when you opened them, it would cause microfractures, and the fractures would cause the piece to break over time. So you throw in the oven for half an hour, 250 degrees, and all those microfractures heal. Right, and I have one piece I've done, and it was an Orca. And it's held together so far, but I treat it very gently. Rivets are not necessary for 3D printing. It is printed players of powder requirements, no supports. They're not, okay, so when you're 3D printing something, they wouldn't be, like, you could print a solid ring, right? But if you're wanting a suit of riveted chainmail, right, I think that someone's going to develop a machine that makes 3D printed chainmail that can be riveted or welded or origamied. I don't know. Is it is it necessary? No. Is any of this really necessary? It is for me. I'm steadily living and breathing this stuff more and more over the last 30 years. So it's, you know, it's very important to me. But, you know, all right, we're at 3 diamonds. We have 3 diamonds. Okay, and they're going to go like this, right, with some cool seam work in between. I wish I had some blackened stainless to seam them together. That would be cool, but all I've got is regular stainless, so that's what I'm going to use. All right. Metal 3D printing is just very expensive. Yeah. Oh, like an element of recycling using plastic bottles to make rings. You know what equally strong thoughts on plastic rings? Recycling using plastic bottles to make rings. That'd be cool. You can print. Yeah, you can print your own chainmail suit fully assembled without seams. That'd be awesome. I don't know. I just think that someone's going to get bored and go, I want this, and have all the, you know, tools required, the know-how required to put it together. That's what I think. Oh, Jeep and Jammer, sorry, buddy. I have a Funko Pop collection in your shop you don't have high hopes for. Your shop flooded with water when they put the fire out. Oh, man. I don't have too many Funko Pops. I get them for my wife, and she likes them. Or she doesn't. I don't know. But I get her, like, Harry Potter-themed ones, and then I don't get her anything else ever, really. She smiled when I got her the Harry Potter ones, and so that's what she gets for life now. Where are we at? 10 o'clock? All right. See if we can't make some room here. I had this whole space almost cleaned off entirely earlier. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still. We're at 3 diamonds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we'll get to 10. Yeah, we'll get to 10. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. My story about the engineered plastic rings. So I had bought a bunch of engineered plastic rings from the Ring Lord a long time ago, and they sat and sat and sat, and I thought they were kind of cool, but I wasn't really too keen on them for anything. And then I started this project of using up all the rings in my basement before I order more nicer, more specific rings, right? And before I begin making my own and all of that fun stuff, right? So the Orca that I made was one of the first things I made. One of the largest thing I made out of engineered plastic rings, but also like one of the first rings I made when I started this project, right? So I went through and I made the Orca, and the walls in the basement are blue, so I used the clear rings to with the blue paint behind it, so they kind of looked like the Orca was in water. Okay, and it wasn't until I finished. I'm not a big Orca fan, right? I was thinking of something that was black and white, and I could use the clear rings on, or not use the clear rings. I don't know. And I was like, I was working on something, and I was looking up skulls and Jolly Rogers, and I realized then and there that I had made a serious mistake in making an Orca and not like a pirate flag or something. It was a very silly thing of me to do. Very accurate for who I am as a person, though. Can you join live? Let's see here. I did this last night. Let's see here. And it kind of worked last night. No, I don't want to do any of those things. All right, how far back did you? I can't find where to throw the invite at you. Yo, what's up? I can be. Why? Do you need me?
I need you, but you're gonna be mad why I need you. So.
Oh. I'm gonna be mad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You need to use your soberness.
My what?
Your soberness.
Oh. Okay. Well, it is 10 o'clock, and I usually don't stream much past it. I am being summoned. Luke, I appreciate you requesting to come up. I would love for that to happen, but I'm being told that I have to go and do stuff, which is odd, but not unheard of. Normally, I get to stay and hang out late. No, it's okay. I'll come help you. Hang on. So, let me finish up this one thing that I'm doing here. Get this out and summons. Yeah, I'm being summoned. That's okay. Like I was saying earlier. Okay, of all the things that I had chosen that were black and white to make an inlay of, right? And Orca was really just not my thing, but it happened. Like, a skunk is probably closer to things that I like. Not that I like skunks or pandas or, you know, I like pandas more than I like orcas. I don't have anything against orcas. It was just an odd thing for me to choose to make. So, it's kind of cool, though. Alright, let's see here. Last one. Is this done? No, but it's out. It's misshapen. That's okay. Alright. 4. Alright. Let's see here. Okay. For everyone hanging out on TikTok, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. If you... no, let me go. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com, where you can find all the chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. So go check out my link tree. Go to the website. If you like what you see here and want to support it, find something to buy. There's lots of good, cool stuff in there. If you are interested in learning more about chainmail, right? There is the Mailworks app, which has all of the resources that I would have wanted when I first started listed in there. Where to find ring manufacturers, where to find groups of people who make chainmail, where to find tutorials, all right, etc. Lots of good resources for people starting out and just for veteran chainmail artists. So if you want to know more, check out that app. It's not exhaustive, but I'm continually adding people and companies and stuff like that. So check that out if you want to learn more about how to make this stuff. Good thing about this hobby is that if you start making chainmail, you won't have money for drugs. So stay drug free. For for everyone on TikTok, go check out the link tree, check out my website, and I will be back on. I'm a cool dude. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. But yeah, come hang out again. We'll bring you up on live, and we can have a discussion back and forth. So, all of you have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go and do something. I don't know what it is, but I'll go find out. All right, you guys all have a good night. Bye. Push the button. Come on. There we go. All right, have a good night. Bye. All righty. There's my phone. All right, and for everyone else watching, I appreciate you hanging out. Jeep and Jammer, if you're still here, you have a good luck with everything. All right. If there's anything, I don't know what I would be able to do, but you know, if there's anything I can do, shoot me a message. And for everyone else, check out the Linktree, check out the Mailworks app. Actually, no, there's no Linktree on here. Go to my website, find something to buy, get yourself something chainmail themed, and add it to your home decor because it's awesome. And then, yeah, download the Mailworks app if you're interested in learning more about chainmail. All right. You guys all have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you all later.